UFC Freedom 250 just took place a couple hours ago, and I have not slept. I am still up because no matter what state I'm in, it is a nightmare. I will tell you why soon. We're going to get into the picks that I made, reactions of the fights, because overall, the fight card was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing. It lived up to all the expectations I think it could have had. Everything went right, it seemed, until those last two fights. Again, I'll get into that. But the pacing of the event was amazing. Obviously, they delayed it for an hour. I guess storms rolled by, but I truly believe Alex Pereira when he said that he was connected with the weather, because not once, but twice did storms split apart and go around Washington, D.C. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, pacing was great. Everything was great about this. So we'll get right into it. Diego Lopes, Steve Garcia. You knew the card was going to be amazing once this fight popped off. Everybody knew this was going to be a car crash. I thought Diego Lopes was going to try to, put him on the ground a bit, dominate him on there. And he just said, screw that. I'm fighting him standing up, and I'm going to hit him harder than he hits me. Steve Garcia has nasty boxing. Nasty boxing. Diego Lopes just does not have that kind of those kind of combinations, that speed. At least I didn't think so. As you see here, speed advantage, power advantage, volume was all for Steve Garcia, and I had people telling me that they thought Steve Garcia was going to win, and it was making me believe that he was actually going to. I'm not going to lie to you. I did think it was too much of a step up, but he was worrying me. Steve Garcia is no joke. He's an animal, and I expect him to be back after this. But Diego Lopes is just a dog. Diego Lopes is the best out of Volk. He's the best of that division, and if Volk wasn't there, he'd be the champion. He I don't know what his head is made of. I don't know what his chin's made of, but he's constantly just saying, I'm going to walk into this and I'm not going to get knocked out. I'm not even going to lose my balance. Nothing. He hit Steve Garcia so hard, and it was it. That was it. I mean, they were going back and forth for a while. I said submission round 2, and it ended up being a round 2 knockout for Diego Lopes. I mean, I forget exactly what minute he did it, but it was 5+ minutes of just absolute chaos in the ring. And then Diego Lopes is, of course, with his little cowboy hat, post-fight, just talking about how he needed to get a KO. And that's when you knew that this fight night was going to be amazing, because they had nothing but performers on here, which I can't believe I'm saying, because the next fight is Bo Nickal and Kyle Daukaus. Bo Nickal shows up. He proves me wrong completely. I had Kyle Daukaus KO late round 2, and yeah, he didn't even get there. So props to Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal showed up. I still despise him. Don't worry, I still despise him. I'll wait for the day that he gets his, because that day will come. But Kyle Daukaus, man, just not the showing he wanted. Bo Nickal showed up, man. He performed tonight. I did not think he was going to. I thought the pressure was going to be too much for him. But he did well, man. He came out. He looked amazing in the wrestling. He put Kyle Daukaus down immediately. I think Kyle Daukaus shot in, and then he went for a takedown and slammed him. Kyle Daukaus then decided that he was going to do, I guess, almost 3 minutes of keeping him in like full guard and just keeping the legs locked around him so Bo Nickal couldn't go anywhere. I'm imagining that was part of his strategy, that if he does get taken down, to try to do that, try to make the ref stand them back up. I did see Kyle Daukaus trying to get to a hip, and he just couldn't. Bo Nickal had control of him constantly. It was hard for him to get shots off because Kyle Daukaus was just holding him tightly. Okay. He was scared. He was scared to lose Bo Nickal. And yeah, they stood up, and then Bo Nickal just had a couple great strikes. He hit him. And Kyle Daukaus goes down and just gives up immediately. I don't even want to say gives up. I mean, it was a hard shot by Bo Nickal for sure. It was definitely a something that's going to wreck your head up. And he just covered up. That was it. Bo Nickal with an amazing round 1 KO. Like I said, I picked Kyle Daukaus. I really thought that he was going to wear out Bo Nickal. Silly me. Bo Nickal proves me wrong. I'm interested to see who he fights next and how big of a jump up it is. I was looking at the middleweight rankings, and I do see a couple people that he can beat. But then I look at somebody like a Joe Pyfer, and I don't see Bo Nickal beating him, but maybe he does. I think somebody needs to be able to either neutralize that wrestling or have as good of a grappling game with some power. I don't think Bo Nickal has like one-shot power still, but if he gets a couple good shots, you're done, you know? So yeah, so good for Bo Nickal. Interested to see what he's doing next. And this fight that I have up here, Mauricio, Ruffy, whatever you want to call him, just flat out knocks out Michael Chandler. Flatlines him. Michael Chandler had no business in the ring, had no business at the White House card. And it was like the same song and dance. You know, it was the same old song and dance with Michael Chandler. I'm going to wrestle him. I'm going to, shoot some takedowns. I'm going to mix it up. This guy's not on my level. And then just utter domination, by his opponent. It's not even funny anymore. It's one of those things. It's like Adesanya getting knocked out 3 times now or finished 3 times. It's just old with Chandler. Speaking of old, he's 40. But I'll give him his props. He's done his time in the UFC. He's created good fights, even though a lot of his exciting fights are him just running into punches. We love that here. We do love that here. And also, his entertainment was to have Charles Oliveira backpacking him and slam him on the ground 4 times and do memes and whatever, like he was Fortnite dancing. But it's cool. It's cool. He's exciting. He's a brawler. As you see here, he wasn't winning anything outside of, in the head-to-heads, outside of the home advantage. And, yeah, man, he had nothing for Mauricio. He had nothing for him. And Mauricio, just the weapons that he has, the arsenal that he has on the feet is ridiculous. I'm so excited to see what happens with him. I just hope that his grappling game does get better, because we obviously saw what happened with BSD. He just dominated him, and obviously that looks like the blueprint to beat him. But Michael Chandler, big wrestler guy, couldn't take him down, couldn't get anywhere near him. I was cringing because his head is so far over his knee when he comes in that I just thought Mauricio's going to step aside and just crack him. I will say what I was disappointed in, and this is harsh, but what else is new so far here? My confidence level was 99% that Chandler faceplant the canvas so hard that the canvas hurt. Okay? Not hurt him, but the canvas itself got hurt. I kind of got that. It was a clean KO. It was nasty in the highlight reel, but I wanted him stiff. But, again, that's, it's a little harsh, but Chandler, I have to imagine that's his last fight. I have to imagine that's his last fight. What a better way to retire than on the White House. Obviously, you wanted to win, but, I mean, come on, man. There's no way. So, yeah, late round 1 KO. I actually got that right. It was the last minute of round 1 KO, so I called that perfectly. And yeah, so that was good. So we'll see what happens with Mauricio next. The next fight, Josh Hokit versus Derrick Lewis. A scrap, and another car crash, but this time it was with tractor trailers, I guess. And Josh Hokit, a volume puncher at heavyweight, it seems, because, or I don't think Derrick Lewis has that good of a chin. Maybe he does, because Derrick Lewis ate 50 shots straight on the chin. I couldn't believe that he was standing up still. And as a matter of fact, he went down. It looked like I don't know if like Hokit hit him with a body shot at one point. It didn't look like it was the head punches that ended up getting him. So it was very odd. But I couldn't believe it was, round 2. Derrick Lewis lasted until round 2, literally just taking shot after shot after shot. And that kind of hurt to see because, like I said, Derrick Lewis is like an amazing person. I saw he saved some people, like 13 people in a hurricane down in Houston. He's just such a good dude. Obviously, again, we all wanted him to take his pants off and run around the octagon. That would have been fantastic. But Josh Hokit, man, he just gets it done. And Josh Hokit's a real problem, it looks like. I mean, the one thing I'll say about him is he's absolutely undersized. But if his wrestling game continues to be good, he's able to take some of these guys down because there's not all that much grappling. There's not all that many experts in the grappling realm in the heavyweight division. He might get somewhere, man. And he brawls. He fights his ass off. So he's definitely bringing attention to him. He's bringing attention to the UFC, and they're going to constantly put him in the fights. And obviously, with all the Mike stuff, we've seen how this goes, man. If you back it up with your fighting, no one cares at the end of the day. So, again, I had Josh Hokit in this. He won all the head-to-head, well, not all of them, but most of the head-to-head categories here. And, Lewis just couldn't land that one punch. So, again, we'll see what happens with Josh Hokit. Derrick Lewis, I don't know what's next for him. I think he's up there in age as well. I think he has a couple fights left on his contract. I just hope it's somebody that's like another vet that maybe won't punch him 50 times. And it just looks so bad, man. I was cringing a little bit. So, on to the superstar. Sugar Sean O'Malley. I was so happy he played Superstar coming out of the White House. I was worried. Somebody told me that he did God Bless America, which obviously like makes sense, but Superstar is the way to go for Sugar because when he has that song, he's rocking, unless it's against Marab. But again, dude, the only thing that Zahabi had was, I think I even put, where's that here? I put Sean O'Malley just bouncing around. His lead leg was heavy. He was aggressive against Zahabi immediately from the go. And for both rounds. And the only reason he slowed down a bit and the only reason he backed up a bit was because Zahabi landed 20 straight low kicks on his lead leg. On each side. And it looked like Sean O'Malley actually checked one at one point and pointed at Zahabi like, I got you. But Zahabi, man, just hit him. I swear to God, all of his strikes were low kicks. I've never seen anything like that. It was just constant low kicks. He'd go in with a 1-2 that may or may not like kind of connect. And then just bam, low kick right on the knee. There was just a mark on Sean O'Malley's knee the entire fight long, really. But that was all Zahabi had, man. And once O'Malley got that clean shot, it was over. I'm not going to lie to you. It looked like Zahabi, I mean, he was hurt. He was absolutely out of it. But I wonder if Sean just went towards him, if that fight's called as quick as it was. But again, I'm not going to complain about the stoppage or anything. But it was just so sick. And Sugar delivers on the on the card, man, on the White House card. He's just an absolute performer. He lives for these big moments, man. You got to get him the title shot next against Peter Yan. That has to happen after this. Because he did what he had to do, man. Zahabi had no business being in there with him. He really didn't. I know he was on a win streak, but Sean has faced Marab, Yan, and who else? I mean, he's faced Aljamain. He's faced GOATs in that division, and he's very freaking good. His striking is the best in the division, I think. I mean, maybe Peter Yan can, you know, maybe his technical skills are better, but Sean O'Malley is just disgusting, and that was a great KO with a great celebration as well. So thank God, because that helped me a lot. That helped me a lot in this card. It kind of felt like things were right in the world, you know? And, you know, we were just going up. We were building a lot of momentum. And again, like, this is like a lot of American pride here. Everything's feeling good. By the way, I had early round two KO from Sean O'Malley. He got it done. I think it was late round 2. But I'll take that. I was 4-1 up to this point, and the checklist was 3-2. And then this happened. I was out watching the fights, and everybody's standing up watching Alex Pereira walk out of the White House, waiting for him to scream. And again, man, it felt right. You know? This dude's on social media before the fights, way before the fights even started, saying, "Don't worry, I got the weather. I'm in touch with the weather and the gods. It's not raining tonight." And I'm thinking, he's dialed in. He's absolutely dialed in. Because not once but twice, those storms just didn't happen. I was predicting that Alex Pereira was going to kick the leg out of Gane the first 2 rounds and then catch him. Alex Pereira gets caught a couple times. Gane's absolutely the fastest heavyweight, probably on planet Earth. There's an argument, I guess, with Tom Aspinall, but Gane is just a different kind of speed. His striking is amazing. He's just this gigantic kickboxer, man, with mobility. He gets Alex Pereira down. And I said, you know what? This is, in my head, as I'm watching it, I'm saying, this is fine. I knew there was going to be these moments and Alex Pereira would have to fight. He would have to fight back. I just had that feeling. So I wasn't all that concerned. When he went down, I was like, all right, he can get back up. He's still there. And then I saw 10 back of the head shots from Ciryl Gane. Not 1, not 2, not 5, 10 elbows to the back of the head. Is that why Alex Pereira lost? No, probably not. But there's a damn good argument that that guy couldn't recover because the back of his skull was dented in. The fact that Alex Pereira grabbed onto a single leg and somehow stood up from that is ridiculous. I couldn't believe that he did that. I couldn't believe it. Of course, after that, he still wobbled. Gane eventually gets him, knocks him out. Hats off to Pereira. He tried. He did his, he tried for greatness. I'm not blaming him, man. This was a 50-50 fight. Nobody knew how this was going to go. It could have easily went to Pereira's side where he just sleeps Gane cold. Which needs to happen, by the way. because it's too much now. My first fight that I watched, full fight card, was Ciryl Gane versus Ngannou. And I watched promos leading up to that, thinking, this Gane dude looks unstoppable. He lost to Ngannou. I quickly learned how Ngannou is basically unstoppable. I started liking Ciryl Gane. I thought, this guy's entertaining. He's, the personality's not quite there, but he's a nice guy. And he's just crazy, man. He's just got a different level to him. But every fight, man, eye pokes, hitting the back of the head of every opponent you face. I think it was JDS that he faced when JDS was old, and Ciryl Gane hit him in the head with an elbow. It was like 2 inches away from the back of the head. I was watching him against Tai Tuivasa, and I have never in my life seen somebody beating the crap out of somebody on the feet, or Tai Tuivasa's head going down, and somehow Ciryl Gane decides, I'm going to just sledgehammer to the back of his head. He's too accurate to not know what he's doing. Every fight, he does this. Every fight, he has some kind of cheating tactic. I don't want to say, maybe he's not doing it on purpose on all of them. How does it happen every single fight? The eye pokes were one thing, but the back of the head shots, eye pokes, you heard Mighty Mouse talking about it. Every time you do that, you're taught to put your fingers out. Not to poke somebody, but for like balance. But the back of the head shots, he literally hit Alex Pereira 10 times. They counted it. 10 times in the back of the head. It just sucks. It sucks that happened. But it was a great fight. At the end of the day, all that aside, it was a great fight. And I really hope that I don't know what's going to happen with Alex Pereira. I don't know. He's got to stay at heavyweight, I guess, now. But like I said, man, he tried for greatness. It didn't happen. The effort was there. He didn't look bad. I didn't think he looked bad. But Gane's hard, man. Gane's hard to be your first heavyweight to face. And so that's okay. That's okay, right? So Gane's the interim, right? And we're waiting for Tom Aspinall to come back, which I hope he does. But Tom Aspinall signed with Eddie Hearn, and now it's a big shit show. So that's great. But Ciryl Gane needs to pay eventually, man. This is getting ridiculous. He needs karma. I don't care if somebody takes his eyes. I don't care if somebody hits him in the back of the head and they don't call it. Something needs to happen to him, and it needs to happen soon. We move on. I swear to God, before the fight even started between Topuria and Gaethje, my stomach started killing me. For no reason. No reason at all. My stomach just felt terrible. And I'm wondering why. And I'm thinking, it can't be that something else is going to go wrong after I was just demoralized from seeing Shama get knocked out. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting at the table watching this fight. As you can see, I have early round 2 KO from Ilia Topuria. I figured he was going to download data off of Justin for the first round, and then he was just going to find him. And he was pushing him behind the black line. He was pinning Justin Gaethje to the cage. And I just saw it. I saw the knockout coming. First round was dicey. Justin Gaethje's jabbing his face off. Justin Gaethje's getting, head kicks on both sides, by the way. Left high kick, right high kick, clipping Topuria on the head. Topuria was just barely blocking them. And it was giving him something to think about clearly because Gaethje kept tagging him. So the first round, again, it's like, well, this is what Holloway did without the kicks. You know, Holloway's in there. He was piecing them up a bit. And then round 2 comes and it's bang. Done. Slept. So I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that way. I'm like, it's okay. Here we go. Ilia Topuria, I put in my prediction video, I was saying that I was so scared. You see 99% Justin's head might roll on the canvas. I also said in that video that I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Gaethje's ribs go out the other side of his body. On both sides. I then watch Ilia Topuria hit him over and over again with body shots that were just clean, crisp, and mean. Just digging to the liver, digging to the body on both sides, hitting him so hard that Gaethje folds over, and I'm thinking, it's done. 18-0. It goes to the ground. And Ilia's trying to submit him, and it's late round 2. And you can see he's already tired. And he's trying to go, I think he went for an armbar. After a crazy transition. He goes for an armbar, and I'm sitting there thinking, let him up. He can't stand up right now. Gaethje's body looked so destroyed that I just said, why not let him up, hit him again? And if he's covering his body, hit his chin. As soon as that round ended, I just felt everything get worse. I felt everything get. I just knew something something bad was gonna happen. I'm trying to maintain composure a little bit here. Justin Gaethje had the performance of his career tonight, and it couldn't have come at a better time. All props to him. Like I said, I was so confident that Ilia Topuria was probably going to go untouched until he faced Islam Makhachev. But Justin Gaethje just comes out and decides he's going to have the best performance of his life. He's on a 2-fight, I think it's a 2-fight win streak now. Maybe a 3, whatever it is. But it was just like, I thought he was done. I feel like everybody kind of thought he was done and this was going to be it for him. And freaking Trevor Whitman with that smile. That's going to resonate with me for a while. I couldn't go to sleep. I stayed up. I think the fights ended around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think it's, what time is it? It's almost 6. I couldn't tell you what happened the last couple hours. I know I went to the gym. Everything is a blur. I was enraged that this happened. And I'll tell you a little bit more, but I'll finish this up. Justin Gaethje, performance of his life. Ilia Topuria's face was so damaged that I'm afraid what he's going to look like after he recovers. All I kept thinking about was Conor McGregor when he had his shades on that, and I think he was betting, doing a live casino or something, and he's going, Topuro. I knocked a little nose off of him. That nose blew up about 5 times the size. It was insane. Justin Gaethje tagged him up nonstop. Topuria absolutely had a broken orbital, so he could not see. I give him credit for trying to get into that fight after the doctor came in, which is a whole nother thing. I walked out when I saw that doctor come into the cage because I knew what was going to, and I knew, of course, a doctor stoppage is going to happen at this once-in-a-lifetime event, right? I walked out, and there was TVs outside of where I was at, and I saw Mark Goddard going, no, it's fine, we'll go. And then I watched that round, and there was a couple moments that I thought, maybe Ilia's got him. He was gassed. He was so hurt. Justin Gaethje, I'm pretty sure, broke his ribs while he was, broke Topuria's ribs while Topuria was on the ground. Gaethje just kneed him to the body, and it just looked like those ribs broke immediately. So ribs broken, orbital bone broken, nose broken, and God knows what else. His pride, definitely. His confidence, definitely. I thought he was going to be untouchable. At least I thought he was definitely getting past Gaethje. The writing was like on the wall. He's beating all these legends. They're older. They're kind of getting past their prime. But it was an amazing fight. I'm not complaining. I mean, I want to see greatness. And that's what this card was about. I know the card's about America, celebrating America. I couldn't be more proud of that. I couldn't be. But I just want to see greatness, man. And everything was going right in this card, you know? I woke up, as I'm sure all you did, to a bunch of BS weather alerts. I saw one that said 30-mile-per-hour gust of wind, or wind gust, and rain and thunderstorms absolutely happening, and mosquitoes. They put mosquitoes into the forecast. It's like, I gotta be careful. But, so I'm stressed the whole day. Everybody's hoping that these fights happen. And not only do they happen, but they, like I said, they had like an hour delay, and it wasn't even that bad because they had like a whole pre-show. It was a whole like presentation kind of leading up to it. You got President walking out with Dana White and everything. Like, it was fine. Everything was great. The pace was great. The spectacle was amazing. And then the weather wasn't an issue. Every fight's getting finishes. And it was just like, this is amazing. This is what's going to happen. This is going to be a great card. And it was. But I just thought, there's going to be some greatness tonight. Sean O'Malley delivered. Sean O'Malley delivered, absolutely. Alex Pereira fails. He tries his best, though. I'm not knocking him. But that would have been lovely to see a three-time or a three-division champion for once. That would have been great. Especially with a guy like Alex Pereira, who restarted his life and has been doing this off of basically just striking and knocking people out. Cold. And then Ilia Topuria, who's basically one of the faces of MMA. And not only does he lose, he just gets destroyed. I couldn't believe, and maybe it's because he couldn't see, and that really screwed him up. I mean, it happens all the time, the fighters. But man, I just wanted to see him KO Justin flat, like just knock him out so bad that you have to give him either Islam, maybe Aiemann. I don't know what Armin's doing. I don't know where he is in this whole lightweight division now. It's a mess. And that's another reason I wanted Gaethje to lose. I have nothing against Gaethje. I can't stand the smile on his coach. I thought it was ridiculous when I'm hearing Gaethje say he's going to go forward on Topuria. But at this point, he kind of did. And it worked. And I think with Topuria, man, I put it over here. I think we saw, outside of those head kicks, everybody's been talking about the head kicks, that they can expose that on Ilia. On both sides, not just Ilia's right side, but on both sides. But if you have enough power in your shots to fire back at Topuria when he's trapping you and pushing you up against the cage and getting you behind that black line, you got a shot. You know, his grappling seems to be Topuria's grappling seems to be amazing, but it doesn't seem like he wants his hands to do the work, you know? He wants his punches to do the work. So if you're somebody who's got, you know, pretty good takedown defense, can get up, and you got power, and counter strike power as well, then you might be good. So I thought that kind of really exposed something in Ilia Topuria's game tonight. I did not think it was going to happen, but it did. And if you think about it, when you look at these fights that Ilia has won, Volk doesn't have the power. Volk's always going around on the outside, but Volk doesn't have the power to knock somebody like Ilia Topuria. He doesn't have the power to knock anybody out. Holloway didn't either. Holloway, I know, like, Holloway's a volume puncher, man. He knocked Gaethje out at the last second of a 5-round fight. So, his power is not there. His power is just not there. And then Charles, who I think actually does have the power, walks right into him and just gets knocked out cold. So I wonder if Charles faced Ilia Topuria again, what happens? Because I saw a video in his camp or at his gym or something like 2 months after the fight saying that this is what Charles saying that this is what he did wrong and he was an idiot for doing that. So I wonder how that would go. But yeah, like I said, man, Topuria, so much damage. I don't know when he's coming back. I feel like it's next year that he's coming back. I might be crazy on that, but it feels like that. Yeah. So Justin Gaethje, lightweight champion on his last fight of his contract, I believe. I haven't seen anything. I don't know if, I guess he's gonna still fight. I guess he's got a couple more in him. I mean, because he's been talking about like retirement and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do, but it's a hell of a win. It's an amazing win, obviously, for this UFC White House card. I mean, you can't script it better enough than this huge underdog story of Justin Gaethje. And like I said, man, he kind of dominated him. I mean, it was a fight, but Gaethje looked like he kind of had him and was reading everything. So outside the body shots, I truly believe if Ilia Topuria doesn't go on the ground and try to submit him and just lets him stand up or just ground and pounds him to the body, the fight's over and we don't see Ilia get knocked on his ass like he did in round 3. But outside of that, man, that card was amazing. I don't know what's going to top that. I will say, though, and maybe this is a little bit of a hot take, but the walkouts, they seemed to lack a bit of energy. And like what I mean by that is the spectacle was amazing, right? The spectacle was crazy. But I don't know if it was like the music and how they had to time everything, or if it was just the fact that there wasn't like a huge crowd, you know, surrounding them when they walk out. Because it just felt like the aura was a little bit off. Like Alex Pereira's, you know, screaming at the top of the White House is an amazing image. But once it happened, it was just like, it was like dead silent. I don't know if that was just the broadcast. There was just multiple times where it sounded, it didn't sound at all. It was just dead silence. So, you know, that wasn't the greatest thing, but the card was a 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, whatever you want to call it. It was amazing. Fantastic. Everybody got a finish. And, yeah, Justin Gaethje, lightweight champion. So, I just wanted to see greatness. That's all. I just wanted to see greatness from either Pereira or Topuria. And, you know, like I was saying, this card, the weather, everything was lining up. It seemed too good to be true, and it was. Because I was so happy. I was amped up. I like I said, I've calmed down now, but I was enraged because I was so happy. I was in bliss over this card. And I did not know how quick it could all go away. So, yeah, I will be back next week on Friday for more predictions. I think it's Manel Cap. I forget, I can't even say his name. I'm so tired. But I feel like I'm not going to sleep. I am not kidding when I tell you that Trevor Whitman's face is just like appearing and disappearing in my vision. That smile. And I know if I go to sleep tonight or today, it's going to be there again. Oh, and also, I don't want to go at Gaethje here for this, because I get it. But I just found it funny that all this American talk, all the American pride, everybody's happy with it. USA, USA, USA. Justin Gaethje has an underdog story. And then it's on the shoulders of Ali Abdelaziz, or whatever. We all know what Connor called him. I can't say it. Just thought that was funny. A little ironic. But, yeah. So, like, comment, subscribe. Comment whatever you want. Comment what you thought of the fights. And, like I said, subscribe. I will be back soon with more predictions. Take care, everybody.